I'm so excited to be on the other side and have Candice and I discuss her brand new studio, all what she's been up to. Those of you that have listened to Reality with Vicki on Luxe TV, was super excited to now interview the lady behind it all. So Candice, welcome to your own show. So, I thought it'd be important for the viewers to just really see what you've been up to. We had an opportunity to meet a while ago, and it was in the pandemic mode, and we were trying to figure out how do we capitalize on this and how do we get out to our viewers and listeners. So if it's okay with you, I'm just going to get right into it and start asking you some questions.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good. So talk to me about why you decided to create Luxe Media Studios.
So Luxe Media Studios, for me at least, came out of a need of what I was seeing that just did not exist. So if you've ever, I know you've been in other radio stations, podcast stations before, and they typically don't look that great. I mean, you go in, you do the show, you do what you need to do, and you get out of there. It's not really a great experience. They're really not that pretty. It's really usually like a dirtier atmosphere, I'd say. And I wanted to create something that was lovely to come into. I wanted to create an experience where you wanted to stay after you did your show, whether it was your podcast or whether it was recording music or whatever, a place for the hosts to come hang out, even on the days that they weren't doing their show. Just because we have the customer service, we have the little things, little details that people want to see. And I think, as you were saying, bringing up the 2020, the pandemic, I think standards kind of went down a little bit. And I want to bring standards back up. And that included my multimedia company.
That's awesome, because I agree with you. I've been in multiple studios, and I'm not going to name them, but want to get out of there and kind of take a bath afterwards. Right? So I think being one of the only women business owners that has a studio in the world, I just found out, I think you're going to cater to really the people that want to be treated as they deserve to be treated, not only aesthetically, but just to have the service that now you're able to give them. So super excited about that for you, and I can't wait to see your studios. So what differentiates Luxe Media from every other studio out there? So what makes you different?
Like I said, we have the details. So again, we have the customer service. We actually have really lovely front desk staff that treat you well, treat you how you should be treated right from when you walk in. It really is an experience. It's lovely from beginning to end. So we have, your snacks that you prefer before you come in. We have your drinks that you prefer. We have a sign before everyone comes in that's scheduled stating, Luxe Media Studios welcomes Vicki Gunvalson. It's the little details that really mean a lot. We even have a signature studio Luxe Media scent that was created for the studio.
Wow.
And
like Abercrombie, when you walk in that clothing store, you definitely know you're there. Or the Wynn, they have that smell.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those senses.
Absolutely. I think the details are everything. And like I was saying before, I think standards have gone down, and so we want to raise the bar on that, and just treat people well and treat people with that luxury experience. Because we are on Radio Drive, people expect luxury, and that's what we're getting.
You're right. You're right. You're exactly right. So I'm all about that. And that's why people spend the extra money going to the Wynn or those hotels that have that sensory feeling about it. And then they smell it. They'll know they're in that place, even though they get blindfolded. So that's I think that's everything. So what makes it so luxurious? So we talked about the scent, we talked about the snacks, we talked about, the name on the board of when they come in, that they feel special. So name some other things that people are really saying what sets you apart.
Yeah, thank you for asking that. So we even have, we have the Rolls-Royce pickup. So we have Rolls-Royce that'll pick people up from LAX if they're flying in from out of state or out of country, or even we'll go pick up the host or the guest wherever they're staying, bring them to the studio. And even in the Rolls-Royce, we have their waters, their snacks before they even get to the studio.
Right.
First, bring them back. And then we have an area of the studio, it's a stage in front of in front of a window, and moving forward, we're going to have kind of like Good Morning America style, where we'll be selling tickets. People can do their shows or whatever they're doing in the window. People can purchase VIP tickets, come in, meet maybe the celebrity, whoever's going to be here, have the meet and greet, take photos. So it's just one level up. It's not your regular radio station at all.
Love that. I love that. That's incredible. So when they visit Luxe Media, so are people actually going to visit first before they decide to marry with you and kind of look to see what the studio will give them?
Yeah, they're allowed. Everyone, it's by appointment only, but if you make an appointment, you can come in, look around. There's a lot of different things to check out. We have a very high-tech studio, so everything is state-of-the-art. You're not coming in, things are put together with duct tape. So,
yeah, well, you have to. You know, in Beverly Hills, the standards are high, and you know, in order to survive. And I kind of relate it back to my business a little bit. So I'm in Irvine, in a 26-story building, glass building. It's brand new. I'm on the first floor, and it's very boutique. We call it a boutique agency. Insurance is kind of, you know, it's got the red carpet and the green walls, and nobody really cares about it. But when people come in here, they see the extra level of what you're doing. And I think because we're women-owned businesses, we want to stand apart from, you know, just anybody else. So
well, it's fun to, you know, you can be in really any industry, and why do people deal with you when they could be dealing with, or myself, or anyone, when they could be dealing with anyone else? It's really, they're coming for you.
Correct.
And they're coming for the experience that you give, and it's your energy. And so you want to be able to deliver every time flawlessly as best you can.
Yep. And we have one shot at making a good impression.
Right.
I remember my parents always told me that. Dress for success, and you have one shot on making the first impression be memorable. So you and I are aligned on that very, very well. So let's talk about the next generations. I've got a daughter that's 34 and my son's 35. I can't believe it. And, you know, when we talk about being an influence to the younger generation, I think it's so impactful that we're not bringing up entitled children. You know, living in Beverly Hills where you are right now, and even in South Orange County where I am, the kids are very privileged. They don't really know what it's like to not have something handed to them. So we, you and I as business owners and entrepreneurs, have such a hold and such a strength that we can show the next generations that you can do anything you put your mind to it, right? So talk about that, the next generation.
Interesting, because you touched, I love this topic, so thank you for bringing that up, because it's such a, I could talk about that all day long. Mm-hmm. You know, I always, and you're probably the same, I was always kind of a hustler. I had to be, because I had to be from very humble beginnings. Mm-hmm. And so you have to push, you have to have a great work ethic. There has to be a fire inside. There has to be a passion.
Right.
And I don't know if it's, you know, Beverly Hills, Orange County, I don't know if it's a location thing, or, you know, it's, you know, how people are brought up or whatever it is, but it seems to me that the newer generation, from what I'm seeing, is there is no internal passion, there is no push, they want things pretty easy, and it's just not that way. It's very important to me to show younger generations, especially younger female entrepreneurs, younger women who want to start their own thing, want to do their own thing, that it can be done.
Yes.
You have to have a lot of grit. You have to have, again, the passion. There has to be a fire inside to really accomplish what you want to do, because you can, but it's not for free, and you got to work for it.
Yep. And you're going to stumble sometimes, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because both of us are very much aligned. We're in a male-dominated industry, myself in insurance and financial services, and yourself in the entertainment business. And as you mentioned to me before we got on this great call, that you are the only woman business owner in this industry, right? Or in the world.
I believe, as far as I know, I believe I'm the only female fully run or fully owned female radio station owner in the United States, as far as I know. And we are the first full-on luxury media, multimedia company in the world, as far as I know, from what I was told.
Well, girl, set your bar high. Who's listening here, that's who you want to emulate, people that are setting their bars high. And you've had tough times. It's not that everything has been easy. I've had tough times. Yes. And I think when you can survive that and get through it and go, you know what, you're not going to knock me down. You're not going to do that to me, and I'm going to prevail and survive. And I think, just being for me a single mom and then not having an opportunity to get child support or anything, I had to figure it out myself, and I'm still figuring it out, right? So we're still figuring it out. So why do you think it's so important, and we've touched on this briefly, for women to make their own money?
Oh man, Vicki, we could talk about that all day too. I think we've had a couple divorces under our belt. And so it's just, you don't want to be, we're in 2021, for goodness sakes. This is not 1953. So we have so much at our fingertips now. We have so much at our disposal. And sometimes I think we have too much at our disposal. Mm-hmm. It's very important for, especially females, to create their own money, to have their own money, to have something on the side in case things go wrong. Because throughout my life, nothing really went as planned, to be quite honest. And you have to be ready. Sometimes, most of the time, you're not going to be ready, but you have to have your own thing going on, so you're not stranded, so you're not stuck, so you can make choices, so you can have your own freedoms to go where you want, do what you want, pay off all your own stuff, and help the people that you want to help. I mean, these are your decisions, and I feel like it's still up and coming. It's still not a norm yet, because doing those things takes a responsibility. It's a self-internal responsibility, and people tend to shy away from responsibility. I think that it's coming up slowly but surely, but women like you and I, there's so much more of us that we don't even know them yet, that we are taking things into our own hands and hopefully showing the next generation, showing the other younger females that you do not have to rely on anyone to maintain your lifestyle. You can have the lifestyle that you want if you're willing to work for it.
Right. So one of the things I remember, one of my girlfriends years ago said, if you marry for money, you pay for it somehow. So when you think about that, maybe it's because you're subservient to them, or maybe you feel like you've got to listen to them in a different level because you're not bringing any money in, or maybe you're insecure because you didn't have a career and you brought yourself into this, but you will pay for it somehow. If you marry for money, I cannot believe it's going to be 100% equal, because that person that's the provider is going to feel he's got a leg up on you. And I use he in generics. It could be the opposite. It could be the roles reversed, how it's been for me,
That's a great point, because, nothing's for free. You do pay for it somehow.
Right. So this female entrepreneurship, how are you marketing yourself to help people to really get your word out to so many?
I think that's a great question. The way that I'm marketing myself right now is, I think I'm just trying to lead by example. Mm-hmm. And
perfect.
Of course, we're doing interviews and things like that just to get the studio out there a little bit more. There's a lot of big marketing things that are happening down the line for the studio, but I think the best way you can market anything is leading by example.
Right. And really setting the bar high and having people get up to that and then try to do it themselves. I think that's the biggest thing is getting to these college kids, getting to the kids that are maybe didn't have an opportunity to go to college. There are careers out there for them,
I didn't go to college.
Yeah, I only went 2 years and I got a bachelor's, but I was able to get into a career that didn't need a 4-year or 8-year degree, because I got married at 20 and I had babies at 21 and 22. So, when you're looking at that, I just wanted to be a housewife. Be careful what you wish for, right? So, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so thankful that you reached out to me, a year ago or 6 months ago, and you were talking about your studio, and look at you now, you've got it up and running, and you avoided the riots, right, on Rodeo Drive.
What's so great, I didn't even know this either, but, two things. The studio, we completely built the studio it's completely custom. There were not even walls here when we got the space. So everything is custom to Luxe Media Studios, even the floor. But I will say too, luckily for us, we're in a space in the Rodeo collection where the gates come down on each side. So that's where we'll be okay, I think.
Yeah, protected you on that. Yeah. So is there anything else that we can talk about? I mean, I just want those that are listening to know who you are, why you do what you do, and if they want to come by and see the studio, they can call me.
I'd love to have them call and make an appointment, come on in. But I've always, throughout business, I've always been an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life, in one capacity or the other. And, female entrepreneurship and female advocacy has always been a huge part of my business. We love the men. We have, we work with men, we nothing against men at all, but, we do need more female entrepreneurs that are willing to be in the public eye. They're willing to talk about what they want to talk about, not be afraid of what they want to say. That's coming out more too as well, but we could definitely use more of it faster, quicker. I actually looked at a list today, I think it was on Google for 2021. The top 10 podcasts in the United States are all males. There's 1 million female entrepreneur podcasts, just million female podcasts. They're not on the top 10 list. And I think it's because the shows that were listed were because the men, or the shows that were popular or are popular, these guys are able to, or they are saying their opinion and not caring what other people have to say about it. And that's why they're doing great, because people like to hear real stuff. And I'd love to see more females talking about real stuff and not care what the backlash may or may not be.
Yeah, I think
that would be amazing.
I agree. I know our podcast, Reality with Vicki, on your network, we were like top 24, so I'm good with that.
Yes,
yeah,
it was
great. So your team and everybody was wonderful to work with. So I was super excited about that. But I just, I think women empowerment, that word is used so loosely and sometimes it's overused. But I really feel like we as women need to empower each other, need to encourage each other to be successful and not look down on somebody that really has a vision and a dream. So I don't know about you, and I talked about women and really supporting women, and there's not a lot of them. I mean, I got a handful of women that want me to be successful. My family does, but outside world, I don't know if they're intimidated, if they're scared, or we don't really get a big cheerleading squad, do we?
It's really sad to me. It makes me kind of sad if I think about it, because I believe that we were trained or programmed to be competition and not collaboration. And that's where the guys got it correct. Like, they've been collaborating forever. Yeah. I think they're just getting on board with that. And I think women are still navigating how to do that. Instead of looking at someone and being jealous, look at them and be inspired.
I know.
Make it your own.
Make it your own. I know. I agree with you. I can't wait to come up and see your studio. So is there anything else you want to, I know. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk to our listeners about that we didn't touch on?
I think that we talked about everything. I mean, we could really talk all day about whatever you wanted, but
I know.
We're just really excited about the studio. We're having a very, very soft launch, very soft opening July 12th. We're going to have like the red carpet, big opening in October after our Women of Achievement event in September. We have the Women of Achievement event in September. So that's going to be in Malibu. And we do, it's once a year, we award female entrepreneurs throughout the country. They're flying in from everywhere.
Good.
And we have some really great guest speakers coming in that some people would know. And it's just, we have a lot of men attending as well this year. So it's for both, but we are, championing again the female entrepreneurs. So if people want to come.
I do. So don't forget to invite me. So put me on your list.
You got to come, Vicki.
I'll teach you all how to whoop it up. How's that?
Yes, September 26th. You got to come to Malibu.
Okay.
It's our Women of Achievement. It's going to be from 11:30 to 4. It's at a beautiful, right across the street from Nobu.
Nice.
It's beautiful. So we're doing a bunch of different things. And again, we never exclude the men. We love the men. Yeah. But just female entrepreneur forward.
We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Good job, girls. Okay. Stay in touch with me, okay?
Thanks so much.
Okay. Good to see you.
Bye, Vicki.
Bye, honey.
Now, glutathione is a big word, but it's the body's own master antioxidant. So it's a scavenger for free radicals, for bacteria, and what's relevant now, viruses. This is new to the marketplace. There's no other product on the market that has the ingredient NACET.
And basically NACET increases the production of that glutathione that is in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system and keep it strong. elevated sense of well-being, supports muscle strength and endurance, cognitive function, powerful liver support, energy, helps blood sugar regulation, superior bioavailability of key ingredients.
One of your best defenses against COVID is a strong immune system. Taking GSH Plus as a daily supplement does all that. And now we have the product out on the marketplace.